Assalamu alaikum to all of you. In previous lecture, we have discussed about the vectors and had to tell you method of vector addition. In this lecture, we will discuss about the addition of vectors by parallelogram law of vector addition or parallelogram law of vector addition. Let us start parallelogram law of vector addition. Parallelogram law of vector addition. Okay. In head-to-tail method, we have discussed head of the first vector is joined to the tail of the second, and head of the second vector is joined to the tail of third vector, and vice versa. And the resultant is started from where the first vector has started and ended up to the last vector, that is last vector ended. Okay. So, but in parallelogram law of vector addition, we add the vectors at the origin tail to tail, not head to tail method. In this parallelogram law of vector addition, at the origin, the two vectors are joined tail to tail. Let us start how it will happen. If we have given two vectors, let's say this is A vector and this is B vector. This is B vector. Then we have to calculate the resultant of these two vectors. Then how we can calculate the resultant? So if we want to calculate the resultant of these both, then what we should do? We have to make the completed and this will shape is formed. Okay, this shape will be formed and the resultant will be like this. This will be the resultant of these both vectors. So how it will happen or how it is formed, and what is this shape? This shape is of parallelogram, and the basic law of vector addition we have done. Okay, it is a parallelogram law of vector addition, and this is origin where from the tail to tail are joined. But here see, okay, this is A. This is A vector which is parallel to A, so it means it is a A vector. And this is also again parallel to B vector, so this is also B vector. So this is head to tail method. This is also head to tail method, and this is the resultant. This is the resultant of these vectors B plus A and A plus B. It means that it both A plus B or B plus A. If we are doing A plus B or B plus A head to tail method, then its resultant will be the same. Okay. But let's say if we have given two vectors, A vector and other one is B vector. Let's say this is a B vector. Then how we will make the resultant of these two? By making by drawing a parallel to it. So let's say if we make parallel to A vector, this is parallel to A vector and this is parallel to B vector. This is parallel to B vector and this will be the resultant, and this is almost parallelogram. Okay, this will be the almost parallelogram. So this will be the resultant of these vectors. Okay, so this is, I think this is most accurate. Let's say, correct it. Okay, if we have given this is A vector and this is B vector, this is B vector, and we have to find the resultant of these both vectors. So what we will do, okay, make parallel the A vector, and this is B vector, this is B, this will be the resultant, this will be the resultant, and resultant here is diagonal. Okay, so this is a parallelogram law of vector addition. If we have given two adjacent sides, then we will make the complete parallelogram. So this is parallelogram law of vector addition, and at the origin, the vectors must be added tail to tail rule method. While at these positions, the vectors are added head to tail rule method. In parallelogram law, why we call it as a parallelogram? Parallelogram because of it gives the shape as a of parallelogram law of vector addition. So this is parallelogram law of vector addition. Okay. Other method is trigonal, or we may say trigonal method of trigonometric method of vector addition. So in trigonometric method of vector addition, we use the laws of trigonometry. So that's why it is considered as a trigonometric method of vector addition. And the types of trigonometric method of vector addition is analytical method of vector addition, and other one is addition of vectors by their rectangular components method. So in analytical method of vector addition, let's say analytical method of vector addition, we are dealing with trigonometric method of vector addition. Trigonometric method of vector addition. Okay, in parallelogram law of vector addition, what is the resultant? Resultant is diagonal. What is the resultant? Resultant is diagonal. This is the resultant. And resultant is started from the origin. This is the origin. So this is the resultant. Resultant is diagonal. Okay. This is A, this is B, and this is again A, and this is B. So if we are taking the above triangle, this is head to tail rule method, B plus A, B plus A, and A plus B. This is A plus B. It means that if we are joining B plus A, means first the B then A, and here is first A to the B, then the resultant will be same. It means vector addition is the commutative property. So it proves that vector addition is the commutative property. Okay. Trigonometric method of vector addition. In trigonometric method of vector addition, the first method of vector addition is analytical method. Analytical method of vector addition. In analytical method of vector addition, cosine law is right. Cosine law is obtained. What is cosine law and how it is proved? Let us start. Okay, cosine law is resultant is equal to whole under radical of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos of angle theta. This may be plus or this may be minus. So this is cosine law. Let us prove okay, how it is proved. Let us consider okay, this is A vector and this is B vector. if we have given these two sides are two vectors and its origin is O. If we have find its resultant, then we will apply the basic rules of vector addition by completing this figure by making parallel line to A. This is parallel line to A and this is the parallel line to B. Okay, this is the, if this is A vector, then it is also considered as a vector. This is B vector, this is parallel to it B, so this is also considered as a B vector. Okay. If this is B vector, then what will be the diagonal? Diagonal will be the this and this will be the resultant. This will be the resultant. Okay, this will be resultant diagonal. This is R. Let's say this is O, this is P, this is Q, this is R. This vector is B and it is not in along the x-axis, not in along the y-axis, so it is two-dimensional. If it is two-dimensional, then we can resolve it into the components. So by resolving it, let's say by making perpendicular line this, and this is also the axis, so this component will be B cos theta, horizontal component, and this will be the B sin theta. Vector perpendicular component of B, and this will be the horizontal component of vector B. Okay, this is angle between these two rectangular components, B cos theta and B sin theta. Let this is R, this is S. Okay, this is S. So we have to calculate the resultant vector. This is angle theta. This is angle theta. So this is angle 90. So if this is right angle triangle, so this will be hypotenuse, this will be perpendicular, and this will be the base. What is base? Let's say if we apply the Pythagoras theorem, we are proving this equation. So let's say O, Q, S and O, it is a closed triangle. So in O, Q and S and O, in OQSO triangle, if we use Pythagoras theorem, then Pythagoras theorem is equal to hypotenuse square base square plus perpendicular square. What is hypotenuse? We are taking as a hypotenuse is OQ. Hypotenuse is OQ because of this angle is 90. And what is OQ? This is R. This is R. And what is perpendicular? We are taking perpendicular with respect to this angle. And what is perpendicular? QS. QS is perpendicular, and what it is? D sin theta. Okay. And then OS is base. Base is what? Base is OS. OS is equal to OR plus RS. This is equal to OR plus RS. What is OR? OR is A vector. Then base will be OR is equal to A. So at the place of OR we have put the A vector. And RS is what? This is B cos theta. Okay. So this whole is base. If we put these in this equation, then hypotenuse is R square, resultant square, and what is base? Base is A plus B cos theta. A plus B cos theta, squaring both, squaring this, and perpendicular is b sine theta and square this. So this will be get r square is equal to after solving this the a plus b whole square formula. So we will get a square plus 2ab cos theta plus में b square into cos square theta plus this is b square sin square theta. Okay, so this is resultant r square is a square plus 2ab cos theta plus by taking common b square, this will be cos square theta plus sin square theta. Okay, according to the trigonometry, cos square theta plus sin square theta equals to 1. So this will equals to 1. R square will be equal to a square plus 2ab cos theta plus b square. If we place at this place 1, so 1 will be multiplied with the b square, it will remain same. So after removing this square, so we get r is equal to, if we remove the square, we may take under root both side. If there is square, if we take this at this place, so this will be equals to under root a square plus 2ab cos theta plus b square. So this is cosine law. Okay, this is cosine law and proof of cosine law. This is plus and here can be minus according to the angle. With accordance with the angle, here can be plus, here can be minus. Okay, so this is the proof of parallelogram analytical method of vector addition or cosine law. Okay, so this formula gives the resultant. If we want to find the direction of resultant, then how can we calculate? So for the direction of resultant, let us okay, so for direction of resultant, let's say this is a vector, this is b vector, this is a again, this is b. This is b vector, this is b sin theta, this is b cos theta. This is b sin theta. This is b vector. This will be b cos theta and this will be b sin theta and this will be the resultant. This will be resultant r and this will be angle theta. Okay, if we take the resultant direction of result, then for the direction of resultant we take the tan theta, direction of resultant. Okay, for the direction we take tan theta and tan theta equals to perpendicular over base. This is perpendicular, this one is base. So what is perpendicular? Perpendicular is b sin theta over base is a plus में b into cos theta. Okay, so this is the direction of resultant. Okay, direction of resultant, but tan theta, here theta is tan inverse 1, this will be equal to b sin theta plus a plus में b cos theta. The direction of resultant with respect to a, this will be the direction of resultant with respect to a. And for that, again, if we want to take the direction of resultant with respect to b vector, then what will happen? If we take the direction of resultant with respect to b vector, then this will equals to a sin theta upon b plus में a cos theta. This will be the direction of resultant with respect to b. This is the direction of resultant with respect to a. Direction of resultant with respect to a vector, and direction of resultant with respect to b vector. Okay. So these are the directions. We can also find the direction from these equations. Okay. As we have discussed, cosine law is resultant is equal to under radical a square plus b square plus 2ab into cos theta. Okay. From this equation we can find the resultant of two vectors. So if we want to take the two vectors, let's say two vectors are a and b and they are parallel to one another, then their resultant will be, what will be their resultant? Let's say if two vectors a and b are let's say 5 Newton and 8 Newton are parallel to one another. Let's say A and D are parallel to one another, then cosine law can be reduced up to, or we may say parallel to one another if two vectors A is equal to 2 Newton and B is equal to let's say 2 Newton also. Okay, this is also 2 Newton parallel to one another, then their resultant will be, what will be its resultant? So if we want to take the resultant of these two, then we have to put an equation. So R will be equal to a square, at the place of a square we put the 2 square, plus at the place of b also 2 square, plus 2 formula, 2 is of formula, and a is 2 and b is also 2, and parallel, so cos will be 0. Okay, so resultant will be equals to 2 square 4 plus again 4 plus this will be 4 and 2, this will be 8. Okay, and cos 0 equals to 1, so this will be equals to 4 plus 4 8, 8 plus 8 16, so this will be 16 and under root of 16 will be 4 Newton. So a resultant if two vectors A is equal to 2 Newton and B is also equal to 2 Newton, then are parallel to one another, their resultant will be 4 Newton. So this will be the maximum resultant, and when two vectors are parallel to one another, their resultant will be maximum. We can write also another one, the 8 watt angle to the resultant of two vectors is maximum. Let's say 0 degree, 30 degree, 60 degree or 90 degree. As we have discussed now, and if two vectors are parallel to one another, then their resultant will be maximum. So at an angle of 0 degree, the resultant of two vectors will be maximum. Okay. If two vectors are parallel to one another, then cosine law can be reduced. How can we reduce the cosine law? If we normally add these both vectors a plus b, its resultant will also be 4. So at an angle of 0 degree, at an angle of 0 degree, the cosine law is reduced form of cosine law is a plus में b, a minus b, or let's say k a square plus b square plus under root 2ab or d, none of these. Then if we add normally these both, so resultant will be a plus में b, again a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 2. This is 4 Newton. So if the angle between two vectors is 0 degree, then cosine law is reduced up to a plus b. So correct answer is a plus में b. Okay. If two vectors are perpendicular to one another, then cosine law will be, let's say if the two vectors are perpendicular, just a 1 minute. Okay, let's say if F1 is 8 Newton, or if two forces of magnitude 8 Newton and 6 Newton are acting on a body perpendicular to each other, their resultant will be so let's say what will be their resultant. If we take the resultant of these two, then at an angle of 90 degree. Okay, so because of angle is perpendicular, so let's say 8 Newton, 6 Newton, RC 10 Newton, option B 14 Newton. What will be correct answer? Let us take R equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Here a is 8 Newton, 8 square, and b is 6 Newton. So square of 6 plus 2 into 8, and b is 6, and cos is 90 because of perpendicular. So cos 90 is equal to 0. Cos 90 equals to 0. If cos 90 equals to 0, then this whole will be 0. This whole will be 0. Remaining will be equals to 8 square. 8 square will be 64 and 6 square will be 36. This will be under root 100 and this will be 10. So correct answer is 10. So if angle between two vectors is 90 degree, then cosine law is reduced up to a square plus b square because of cos 90 is equals to 0 degree. So this whole term will also be 0. So when angle is 90 degree, at angle of 90 degree, the cosine law is reduced up to a square plus b square. ओके, अच्छा उसके बाद अगर if the angle between these vectors is 180 degree, if angle between two vectors is 180 degree, if angle is 180 degree, then what will be the resultant? In this condition, what will be the resultant? We are taking the both vectors same, A is equal to 8 Newton and B is equal to 6 Newton. Then what will be the resultant? We are taking options, let's say 10 Newton or 14 Newton, let's say 2 Newton, or option D 0 Newton. What will be correct answer? Let us see. If angle is 180 degree, then cosine law will be equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos of angle theta. This will equals to, what is a is 8 square, b is 6 square, plus 2 is 8, b is 6, and cos angle is 180 degree. And cos 180 is what? Cos 180 is equal to -1. Okay, so resultant will be equal to 8 square 64, 6 square will be 36. This will be plus into this will be 2 into 8 16, and this will be I think 96, and cos 180 will be -1. So -1 is multiplied by the 96. We will get 64 plus 36. This will be equal to 100, and -1 into 96. This will be -96, and minus is multiplied by plus. This will be -100 minus 96. We get 4, and under root of 4 is equal to 2 Newton. So this is the 2 Newton correct answer. If we have given the two vectors 8 Newton and 6 Newton and are acting at 180 degree to each other, then their resultant will be 2 Newton. And the resultant is minimum. Let's say if angle between two vectors is 0 degree, then resultant will be maximum. The maximum resultant is obtained. Maximum resultant will be obtained at angle of 0 degree. Means if the two vectors are parallel to each other, then their resultant will be maximum only and only at the 0 degree when they are parallel. And if the two vectors are anti-parallel to each other, then we will obtain the minimum resultant. So minimum resultant will be obtained at an angle of 180 degree, and maximum resultant will be at 0 degree or parallel. Okay. So this is the angles 0, 90 and 180. So cosine law can be reduced in different manners. When the angle between two vectors is 180 degree, then cosine law is reduced. How cosine law is reduced? Then cosine law is reduced up to a vector minus b vector. Okay, how? A is 8, b is 6. So 8 minus 6 we will obtain 2. Here also we have obtained the 2 Newton. So if the angle between two vectors is 180 degree, then cosine law is reduced to a minus b. If angle between two vectors is 90 degree, then cosine law is reduced up to a square plus b square. If the angle between two vectors is 0 degree, then cosine law is reduced up to a plus b. And the angle 0 degree, the maximum resultant is obtained at angle of 180 degree. Minimum resultant is obtained. Okay, so this is cosine law. So as we have seen at an angle of 0 degree, cosine law is reduced up to a plus b at an angle of 90 degree. Cosine law is reduced up to a square plus b square at an angle of 180 degree. The cosine law is reduced up to a minus b. Okay. If we say k, two vectors a and b are equal to unity. It means that a equals to b and b equal to 1. Both have magnitude 1, and angle between them is 60 degree. What will be resultant? What will be its resultant? Let's say resultant will be 1, resultant will be 2, resultant will be 3, or resultant will be under root 3. Okay. Then what will be the correct answer? Let us solve. K resultant is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos of angle theta. Resultant is equal to, what is a? A is equals to 1, b is also equals to 1, and this is 2, a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1, and cos 60 degree. What is cos 60? Cos 60 is equal to 1 over 2. Cos 60 equals to 1 over 2. So this will be, the square of 1 is same 1, square of 1 is 1, and this is 1 same 1 and 2 and this is cos 60, value of cos 60. So 1 plus 1 equals to 2, plus में 2 get cancelled, this will be 1, and 1 plus 2 will be equals to under root 3. So correct answer is under root 3. Okay. If angle between two vectors is 45, then cosine law is reduced up to. If we have given angle between two vectors is 45 degree, if angle between two vectors is 45 degree, then cosine law is reduced up to. Option A plus में B, option B, a square plus b square plus 2ab. Okay. Option C, a square plus b square plus under root 2ab, or option D, a square plus b square plus ab over under root 3. So what will be the correct answer? Let us solve. K r equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, and angle is 45 degree. So a square plus b square plus 2ab cos 45, and cos 45 equals to 1 over radical 2. So this will be equals to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos 45 equals to 1 over radical 2. Okay. This will be equals to a square plus b square plus 2ab same, or 2ab can be placed as a under root 2. Okay, under root 2 ab over under root 2. This under root 2, this under root 2 get cancelled. So this will equals to r equal to a square plus b square plus under root 2 under root 2ab. So the correct answer is C. Cosine are reduced at the 45 up to this time. Okay. अच्छा, उसके बाद after that okay, let us see if we have given vectors A is equal to under root 2a and B vector is equal to 2a. Okay, 2a, and angle is given. If angle between these two is given 45 degree, then what will be the result? If A is equal to under root 2a, B is equal to 2a, and angle between these two is 45 degree, then what will be the resultant? So resultant will be what will be resultant? Let us take options. Okay, resultant will be tan A, or resultant will be under root tan A, or option C, resultant will be tan A square, or resultant will be 1 upon under radical tan A upon under radical tan, or option E, none of these. Then what will be correct answer? So if we solve this, this will be equals to, according to cosine law, R is equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Okay, R square. Okay, so we have to take the resultant. So R square equals to, what is A? A is under root 2a. This is square. Okay, plus what is B? B is equal to, this A is taken as this 2a. Okay, plus में B is equal to 2a square plus 2, and A is 2a and B is 2a again, cos 45 degree. So this is resultant square equal to 2a square plus this will be 4a square plus this will be 4 under root 2a square. Cos 45 is what? 1 over under radical 2. Under radical 2 get cancelled. R square will be equal to, this will be 6a square plus this will be 4a square. So this will be get 10a square, and by removing this square, so this will be get 10a square, and again this will be equal to 10 times under root 10 times of the a. So correct answer is B. Okay, if we take K, if A vector is equal to B vector and resultant is also equals to them, then what will be the angle between two vectors? If A vector is equal to B vector and also resultant is equal, then what will be the angle between two vectors? We have to find the angle between two vectors. So what will be the angle? Okay, so by solving this we will get K, if these are equal, so at the place of B we can use A, and also at the place of R we can use A. So A square equals to A square, R, let's see, R square is equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Okay, if R are equal, then we use the A at the place of R. So this will A square, and also we use A at the place of B. A square plus में 2A again A cos theta. So this is A square this is a square plus a square 2a square plus this is 2a square into cos theta. 2a square here, these are of plus, and at this side this will be equals to minus 2a square equals to 2a square cos theta. Okay, by subtracting this we get minus a square is equal to 2a square into cos theta. So 2a square here multiplying, and here they will divide. 2a square is equal to cos theta. So a square will get cancelled. 1 over 2 is equal to cos theta, and theta will be equal to cos inverse 1 minus 1 over 2, and this will be equals to 120 degree. So here correct option will be 120, 60, or 90 or 180 degree. So correct answer will be 120 degree. So if two vectors are equal and their resultant is also equal to them, then the angle between vectors must be equal to 120 degree. Okay. If we take another k a plus b whole mod equals to a minus b whole mod, then what will be the angle? What will be angle? We have to calculate an angle. Angle is 0, 90, 120, or we say 180 degree. Then what will be the angle? Let us solve k a plus b whole mod. It means that mod means we have to find the cosine law. So a plus b whole square, so a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. So this will be r square is equal to r square, because of these are both equal, so r square will be r square. Again this will be a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. Okay, so a square plus b square here are adding, at this side they will be subtract, and this is subtracted, so this will be here added. So 2ab cos theta, this will here 2ab cos theta, a square same here, this a square, and this is the b square, this b square here will be minus b square, so this will be equal to 4ab cos theta equals to 0, so 4ab here multiplying with the cos theta, here they will divide. Cos theta equal to 0 over 4ab, so cos theta will be equal to 0. So theta is equal to cos inverse 1, 0, and this will equals to 90. So a plus b whole mod equals to ab, a minus b whole mod, whenever angle between them is 90 degree. Okay. So this is the cosine law. And if we take another one, let us okay. So other problems can also be on the cosine law with respect to angle. Let's say so many there will be, but they will do inshallah in other video. So keep watching and enjoy.